Okay, I think it's worth just a fourth brief podcast on in our 10th year, because there are a couple of things that I haven't picked up on yet. One of them is the rhythm, or the metre of the poem, because this poem, unlike some of the others, has a very distinct metre. This book, this page, this harebell laid to rest between these sheets, these leaves, if pressed still bleeds a watercolour of the way we were. Those years, the fuss and fuss, the fuss of such and such a day, that disagreement and its final word, your inventory of names and dates and times. You can hear there's a rhythm there, you can hear there's a distinct metre. If we look at the first line, this book, this page, this harebell laid to rest. What we see is a particular type of rhythm. And these first three elements here, this U, when you put a U above the syllable, this, it's links to it being unstressed, this. Book. And the book is stressed. This book. You can actually hear it. Dum 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 dum. Down up, down up. This harebell laid to rest. You've got two what we call feet here that are stressed. So we have this unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed, and then we have two stressed beats in a row, and then stressed, unstressed. This harebell laid to rest. So it falls at the end. It's what's called falling metre. These first two are what are known as iambs, I-A-M-B. And an iamb is a foot, and a foot are two syllables together, and they are grouped. This book, this page. So it's actually quite a good way of looking at a metric foot here, a foot of metre. Du 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 du. So these are known as iambs. This is known as a sponde, S-P-O-N-D-E-E. This is known as a trochee, T-R-O-C-H-E-E. So iamb, unstressed, stressed, iamb, sponde, stressed, stressed, and trochee, stressed, unstressed. That's all very well saying that, and probably you're thinking, why on earth am I telling you this? Well, I think to get an A and an A star, you really do need to start looking at metre. You need to start analysing why it is that a poet might decide on calling our attention on certain words and certain phrases. It's fairly obvious here, isn't it? Book, page, harebell. Those are the three important things in that first stanza, and so what Armitage does by repeating this, he unstresses that this book, this page, this harebell laid to rest. So we're stressing those elements of the line that are the most important. Between these sheets, these leaves, if pressed still bleeds a watercolour of the way we were. You can actually see a watercolour. Actually, that's got two spondes in a row. Watercolour. In fact, is it? It's probably two spondes, a sponde and a trochee, but it's certainly the beginning of that word is stressed. The fuss of such and such a day, that disagreement. Listen, disagreement, and its final word. You can really hear that there are certain words that Armitage is wanting us to lay stress on. Your inventory of names and dates and times. You can even imagine that the woman's saying names and dates and times. She's stressing those because those are the important things. Those are the things that have kind of stressed her out. My inventories of tall, dark, handsome lies. And that tall, dark and handsome, they're all stressed there. So when you read a poem, when you look at a poem and analyse it, do look at metre, do look at the rhythm, because the way in which the words are laid out on the page, the structure of them in the line, can have an enormous effect on the way in which we read a poem.